Wole Soyinka's A Dance of the Forests is one of his most celebrated plays, written in 1960 to commemorate Nigeria's independence. It delves deeply into the themes of history, human nature, and the complexities of the African post-colonial identity. The play is both a critique of the present and a confrontation with the past, using myth, ritual, and symbolic characters to address the nature of power, corruption, and the cyclical patterns of history. The play takes place during a festival meant to celebrate the gathering of the tribes in an unnamed African community. This celebration symbolizes the independence and unity of a newly formed nation. The villagers, however, summon two mysterious spirits from the past instead of the ancestors they had hoped for. These spirits, a dead man and a dead woman, arrive not to be honored, but to reveal the moral corruption and flaws of the living community. Their presence forces the characters to confront their past sins, thus questioning the idea that the past was a golden age of harmony. The story unfolds in a forest where gods, mortals, and the spirits of the dead all interact in a dance that serves to expose the characters' internal struggles and the societal issues of post-colonial Nigeria.
Irony.
The god of fate, Aroni, serves as a narrator and guide, helping the audience understand the play's complex events. He plays a critical role in inviting the dead man and woman to the gathering, forcing the living to confront their past.
Forest head.
The deity of the forest, also known as Obaneji, represents nature's wisdom and authority. He controls much of the play's supernatural elements, including the spirits and the mystical forces of the forest.
The dead man and the dead woman.
These two spirits from the past represent the consequences of historical sins. In their past life, the dead man was a soldier, and the dead woman was his queen. They reveal dark truths about the community's history and challenge the living to confront the ethical failures of both past and present.
Demoke.
A carver who has been commissioned to create a totem for the festival, Demoke is a central figure. His internal conflict reflects the artist's role in society, torn between tradition, moral responsibility, and the pressures of contemporary political power.
Rola.
Also known as Madame Tortoise, Rola is a character with a shady past, having been involved in prostitution and other immoral deeds. She represents the moral decay within the society that the spirits come to challenge.
The cyclical nature of history.
The play illustrates how history repeats itself, with the sins of the past returning to haunt the present. The spirits of the dead man and dead woman serve as reminders of unresolved issues, forcing the characters to recognize that progress cannot be made without addressing past injustices. Soyinka uses this cyclical pattern to critique the idea that Nigeria's independence alone can heal the wounds of colonialism and past corruption.
Corruption and moral decay.
Throughout the play, the characters are forced to confront their own ethical failures. The villagers' attempt to summon honorable ancestors for the festival backfires when they are faced with spirits who expose the community's deep-seated corruption. This exposes the falsehood of glorifying the past while ignoring present flaws. Soyinka uses these revelations to highlight the problems that still plague the newly independent Nigeria.
Conflict between tradition and modernity.
The play grapples with the tension between upholding traditional values and adapting to the demands of modernity. Demok's internal struggle as a carver embodies this conflict as he questions the significance of art in a changing world. His reluctance to continue with his work after his apprentice's death symbolizes the wider societal challenge of maintaining cultural authenticity in the face of modern influences and political change.
The role of the artist.
Soyinka emphasizes the responsibility of artists like Demok to confront truth and bring societal issues to light, even when it is uncomfortable. Demok's journey from self-doubt to a realization of his role in society mirrors Soyinka's own views on the artist's place in political discourse.
Myth and ritual as instruments of reflection.
Myth and ritual are at the heart of the play. Through the dance of the forest and the interactions between mortals, spirits and gods, Soyinka uses African folklore and mythology to explore human nature, power, and society's ability to reflect and grow. The festival setting, though celebratory in its intent, becomes a space for serious reflection and confrontation with uncomfortable truths.
The role of the forest.
The forest is more than just a setting in this play. It is a symbolic space where past, present, and future intersect. The forest serves as a neutral zone where the gods, spirits, and humans can communicate, and where societal norms are questioned. It becomes a place of moral reckoning, offering a spiritual and psychological depth that forces the characters, and by extension the audience, to contemplate the weight of historical sins and personal accountability.
Conclusion, a reflection on Nigeria's independence.
A Dance of the Forests is not just a story about spirits and gods, but a deeply symbolic exploration of post-colonial Nigeria. By examining the characters' internal and societal conflicts, Soyinka critiques the overly simplistic celebration of independence. He calls for an honest confrontation with the past, acknowledging both the struggles and potential of a newly independent nation. The play serves as a warning that ignoring past corruption and moral decay will only lead to a repetition of history. The play's complex structure and heavy use of symbolism reflect Soyinka's belief in the power of art and ritual to drive societal change. It remains a powerful piece of African literature, asking audiences to reflect on the true meaning of freedom and the continuous work needed to ensure justice, accountability, and moral progress in any society.